There is no need coming to the public to say the president have granted this pardon as part of the independence celebration, the independence anniversary celebration, and coming back to say, oh, okay, it hasn't been ratified. Is it that maybe they tested public opinion and see, because like the question of granting Herbert Macaulay or Maman Vatsa, pardon, or maybe people will be asking, what of there is that man that used to hide dollars in his car.
Lawal Farouk.
So is it that maybe they sampled public opinion and people were like, Lawal Farouk, I think it was he's dealing with Femi Otedola.
Yes, when they were investigating the issue of subsidy.
So do you think it's as a result of public opinion or something?
Dr. Eze, I'm not saying out of is a factual position now, because we are all speculating. When this list came out, there was so much outcry, and particularly there was one convict that was granted clemency, one Mariam Sadan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said the woman killed the husband and was convicted, sentenced to death. And 2 years down the line, she was granted pardon. So people, kind of were surprised to see that kind of thing. In fact, that was when they were now saying, don't put our dear Herbert Macaulay in the list of all those kind of people that you are granting pardon. It's a case of you are now using Herbert Macaulay to, legitimize what you shouldn't have done, and so on. So people rose up, social media, people shouted, the media houses, they were talking. I watched Arise News. They were all, how can that happen? This is a woman who threatened to cut off the man's private part before the man died, and she eventually killed the man, and we are granting her pardon. So all sorts are into play. And again,
not even clemency, because if it's clemency, it's different. But pardon,
this one is not pardon. She is going to remain ex-convict.
Okay.
So, but if she is released eventually. But APC is a party that works on propaganda.
Exactly.
From day one. From when they were in opposition 2014 until even now when they are still in power. Instead of governing, they are still a propaganda machinery.
I hope APC members will agree to this.
Yeah.
Whether they agree or not, even the court in Canada has declared them a terrorist organization. What have they done? I'm not the one who will challenge it. So they are, and I believe what they have done is they have released that list truly, but when they saw the outcry of how people criticized it, they'll now come back to say, we haven't finalized. But I mean, if they have not finalized, why would the special advisor on media, Bayo Nanuga, sign that and put it on the website?
Yeah, barrister. It's a process. That process, the public opinion is part of the process. Though that might not be their target. They were smart about it. But to grant a pardon or clemency is a process. You release the list, you listen to public opinion. Thereafter, you can take the final decision. Is a process. Is a standard.
No.
I'm coming.
Okay, go ahead.
I know. But the APC, they are just trying to be smart about the process because they have released the list as of last week, early this week. But when they saw the outcry, the public opinion, now they are going back to review it. You will see the next list now will remove all those ones the people are complaining about.
Okay.
This party, they are very smart. In fact, I believe they are the owners of Nigeria. They understand the system very well.
I tend to disagree because Nigerians are owners of Nigeria.
They understand us. If you know how they remove a sitting president, so you don't underrate them. I respect the team that is running that government. They're very smart. They know how to use the powers.
Smart on the wrong things.
You may say the wrong things.
Now let me come to what you said. You talked about the process.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we are talking about the constitutional power here.
Yeah.
And I've cited to you section 175 and section 212 of the Constitution. When you go to those sections I cited, I think section 175, subsection 3 or subsection 4, I'm not precise now, says that this would happen upon the president or the governor taking advice from National Council or State Council on prerogative of mercy.
Yes.
There is no way in the Constitution it mentioned that public opinion is part of the what the president, part of the president will take into consideration. Even what he says after consulting for the governors, he says after consulting. And no, when you consult somebody, it doesn't mean that you're going to take what the person is telling you.
That list is from the council first to the president.
Okay.
So should we say the document was leaked?
No, it was officially produced by the State House.
Okay. So why did they put it out if they've not finalized?
No, that's why I said they want to be smart about the process.
Smart on the wrong things.
Another question I want to ask, because when I went through the list, apart from like the lady that was convicted of murder, or the former, was it former deputy speaker or former house, the one that hides money on his hands?
Lawal Farouk, he was a member of House of Rep.
Yeah, I think it was a former majority leader. He had principal position in the House of Rep when he was, siphoning dollars and hiding it all over the place. So apart from those names, which we are not making this up, this is out there. The person was convicted of this crime. So, like I said, we are providing context to what the narrative is. So we are not accusing anybody. So, but if you look at the list, is it because what I saw all over the social media is that this list, majority of the numbers on the list are ex-convicts on drug-related matters. And we know, our dear president, we know his relationship with, issues pertaining drugs. So I don't know if it's why.
Well, doctor, I don't want to go into that with you, but I'm going to speak as a lawyer from the list I saw. When you look at that list, there are a number of young people, convicts, some of them 23, 25, 26. They were convicted for illegal mining.
Okay.
And one of the senators, I've forgotten his name now, wrote an undertaking to rehabilitate and to empower them. I don't know if those people will make the final list now with what is going on. So I don't know their fate. Now that we say we've not finalized the list, we haven't finalized. So you see, some of you have majority, about up to 17, 20 of them were convicted for illegal mining. And now we came to the issue of your question you asked about
cocaine and
cannabis sativa and all those kind of things. You will recall that when from the beginning, when I was preserving contest, under section 175, someone said the president may grant pardon to anybody convicted of or in relation to an offense against an act of National Assembly.
Yes.
So mining falls under the exclusive jurisdiction of the government, and the National Assembly makes law relating to mining, including how that can be done and anything that will constitute offense in terms of mining, like illegal mining. So it is a federal crime. So all those people we are seeing in the illegal mining part of the proposed amnesty, unquote, proposed list of pardon and clemency, those on the illegal mining are federal offenses. Then when you come to those on the drugs as well, they are also federal offenses. The laws regulating them were enacted by the National Assembly. So that is why you see majority of them there. And the other woman that we mentioned, I think she was tried in FCT.
Yes.
If I'm correct. Yeah. And you know that under the federal system, National Assembly enacts law relating to FCT. So that is why the president has that power to remove them, to grant clemency or pardon to all those people convicted on that. So it's not a case of because of what the people are allegedly saying about our president. Like I say, I'm not a fan of President Tinubu, but I am staying with the law and, providing constitutional provisions by my virtue as a lawyer. So that is why you see that. So the president doesn't have such power to go and start opening prisons from Imo State to Jigawa to Kano or state prisons to grant people pardon if they are convicted on laws enacted by those state assemblies. Like the other state assembly, I don't know if they enact anyone in London. I bring it back. Our dear president would not be able to go and open prison doors in Umuahia for them, except those that are convicted of federal crime. So that is why you see most of that coming from, those offenses about that.
So what I'm looking at here, because does it look like maybe President Tinubu is doing something that the ex-president, the late President Buhari could not do, in granting this amnesty? Because during Buhari's era,
there was amnesty during Buhari's regime.
Presidential pardon and clemency. Oh, okay.
He pardoned the former governor of Plateau State, Joshua. Cool. There were so many of them.
So it's always been a power that has been there in the constitution. Like I mentioned, in the US, they have such powers. In Nigeria, they have such power. But sometimes there's something you do, it becomes, even when you have, it's not all the powers that you have that you want to exercise. Yeah. Sometimes you exercise it and it becomes, like you're a dictator, even though you have such powers in the constitution. Like if American president exercises 1/10 of the power he has, we will be shouting he's a dictator, he's a dictator. But these are the constitutional powers that is given to him. He can use executive orders to do so many things. So same with our president. So, but our problem in Nigeria is that, yes, I know he has that power, but that is not our main problem at this time. And again, much as he has such power, there is a Presidential Advisory Committee on Prerogative of Mercy that should advise him, even though he's not bound by the advice. He should take into consideration what they have done. How can you be pardoning somebody that just killed, granting clemency, committing the sentence term, just killed the husband? 2 years down the line. The relatives of the late husband, how would they feel?
And even the person that stole military equipments and put it in the hands of criminals, it was also
pardon. So when you look at this pardon, you look at the kind of offense they've committed. Yeah, you can pardon political associates who committed political crimes, like that Farouk on. They are all politicians. He can pardon him, but I wouldn't take it as much as, I wouldn't criticize it as much as pardoning somebody who killed the husband in domestic violence 2 years after that.
Yeah, as you said, they have the powers, but to abuse it is not good.
Yeah.
If you understand, during Goodluck Jonathan's regime, he did his own. He pardoned Alamesia and others.
Yeah.
And when you look at the list, people did not complain.
Yeah.
But when you look at this particular one now, you see drug barons, murderers, it looks so suspicious. Yeah.
Like you mentioned, the Goodluck Jonathan's own, who pardoned Alamesia, is understandable. Alamesia was his boss.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. And you could see, in fact, he was his vice governor and so on. So that soft spot would be there. It's understandable, even though he stole Bayelsa Dry. I don't support crime in any form or shape.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the problem of the problem we have now. So, and again, when you look at the people you are pardoning and reducing or committing their sentence term, there are so many things that you have to put into consideration. The rehabilitation, the society, you are letting these people out. How safe is the society that you are letting these people out? How have they shown enough remorse for you to pardon them or reduce their sentence term? Even in this country, if somebody is convicted of sex offense, nobody wants them to live around them. In fact, once they move into any neighborhood, there is alarm. You see people start packing out and moving. A murderer, you release the person into the society. And I'm sure all these people that will be released at the end of the day, when they finalize their so-called list, they will be released without proper supervision, without protection for the outer society. Because when you talk about justice, justice is for the accused, justice is for the accused, for the complainant, and for the society. It's a three-way traffic. So have you considered the totality of all these things before you want to open this floodgate of...
and I don't think Nigeria has this system of tag, where people wear tag.
No. So all these are the kind of things. These people, have they shown enough remorse to attract what you are giving to them. And when you release them, how safe are we?
Well,
the society?
showing enough remorse, and I would say if you are one of those that have, enjoyed this presidential benevolence, is something that comes once in a lifetime, and it's good for whomever that have enjoyed that level of presidential pardon or clemency or whatever. Try as much as possible to learn the lessons, to live right, because there are people that have been granted presidential pardon, even in Nigeria. They turned around and they impact the society so well. I could remember the case of former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yeah. His was more of a political case. It was Abacha who reasoned them. Is that correct?
Yeah.
For plotting a coup. So that was more of a political trumped up charges against them. So
and he got the presidential pardon,
So,
and he became the president.
nobody is complaining about that. Nobody is saying anything. He became president, and as far as I'm concerned, he's been the best president we've had since 1999.
I don't know how many people that will agree to that.
I agree with him. He's been
the best president we've had since.
He created the middle class. The economy was booming.
Yeah,
there are so many things.
Wiped our foreign debts and so many things.
Well, recently President Tinubu wiped our foreign debt
and collected more. So plus and minus are still there.
So he get from here and collected from here. Well, it's interesting.